Hi friends! Today Peter and I are making sugar cookies. Well, we were about to start making cookies and the power just went off, so I'm bummed. Today we are making sugar cookies. Peter is going to be my helper today, and we are going to do a triple batch because it's a smaller recipe. So we did a little bit of math and we figured it out, and now we are going to mix all of the ingredients that we already got prepped, and we are going to get to baking. Peter and I were setting up to get the video started so we could start making cookies, and our power went off, which means the oven is not preheating like I wanted it to, and my lovely KitchenAid mixer is going to be of no use without power. So we're still going to do it because we need to make cookies for tonight, but we're going to have to do it by hand, which means you got to use your muscles. Show me your muscles. Arrgh. And hopefully our oven will turn back on with the power by the time that we're done making the mixture. Gotta go with the flow. Okay, so we are gonna make sugar cookies. We just washed our hands, we have all of our ingredients out, and we are ready to get it mixing.
So I have mentioned it before in past videos. When I bake, I only like to have one kiddo in the kitchen helping me at a time. They rotate turns, so it's fair. This allows me to spend good quality one-on-one time with each kiddo. I have 3 kids that like to talk over each other, and things can get pretty chaotic very quickly. So doing it this way works best for me, and it gives them their own opportunity to make something in the kitchen with me. It also gives them my undivided attention. And today that allowed Peter to ask me all kinds of interesting questions.
Just put it outside and go on the rocks.
It's not warm enough to bake cookies outside.
It was 100 degrees.
That was 100 degrees. So what temperature does it say to bake the cookies at?
It's 75.
375 degrees. If it was 100 degrees outside, do you think it would bake the cookies?
No, I think we could just, it was 375 degrees outside and put it out there.
I don't think I want to live in 375 degree heat. Do you think our bodies could tolerate that type of temperature?
We probably need to bake for at least a second. We'll have an ice, we'll have a big block of ice in our mouth. How much? Oh, that's why sugar's a wet ingredient.
If you melt it, it's a liquid.
Yeah.
Right now it's in a solid form. But if you put flour in a pot to melt, it wouldn't change. So it's not a liquid. It's a solid.
Liquid changes how things done. Can I put that in?
Yep, it's almost there. All right, that should be good. I'm gonna pour that in. You know, back in the olden days, we had to do this without a mixer.
Yay, it's fun to do steak in another video that had you using the KitchenAid, and now this one you're doing it old-fashioned like.
Old-fashioned like. Can't look at the time if the power's off.
Yes, you can.
Well, I looked at the oven.
It's 3:43.
3:43?
1:43.
You have your clock on military time?
Yes.
Yeah. How come we have no military time?
Okay.
And do the last, what's this called? Fourth cup or quarter cup, just like we talked about.
Quarter.
4 quarters make $1.
Baking is a great way to quiz them and refresh them on some of their math skills. I usually try to have them do the measurements, or if we need to triple the batch or double the batch, I try to have them help me with the math. Being home with them and homeschooling, this is just one of my favorite parts of being involved in their learning every day.
But you know, when we make the hummingbird food, you get sugar and you mix it with some water, and then you melt it over the stove, and then it stays a liquid. Cool, huh? And it doesn't get clumpy.
Wow, that's so weird. Well, it's also cool.
Working on the mixture, there's definitely still some lumps in here. Squish them up against the side to help them become more incorporated. Well, we mixed our wet mixture as well as we could. We definitely have some big chunks in there, and I don't want those in when I make the cookies, so we're not adding our flour mixture yet. And until the power comes back on, there's not anything that I can do, so I'm going to cover my wet ingredients and put them in the fridge, and then just pray that the power comes back on so we can bake our cookies before our event tonight. The power's back on! Yay! So we got our mix out of the refrigerator, and we are going to mix it and then start adding in the flour.
Peter and I were talking about the old-fashioned way, which was just using a spoon and mixing, and it's really amazing how much I depend on this KitchenAid mixer to help me bake so much quicker. This is a family recipe that's been around for a lot of years, and this is a triple batch, which really it's not a lot of cookies when you think about it, but I'm sure that it's a triple batch because you had to mix everything by hand. So doing a single batch made it a lot easier to stir without the easy convenience of my handy KitchenAid mixer.
Our dough is made, so now it's time to make the cookie balls.
The batter turned out different than it usually does. It was more crumbly, and I'm sure it had to do with being cold and straight from the refrigerator. Ideally, I should have let it sit out and warm up a little bit before mixing it, but I just didn't have that extra time. We needed to get these done for an event that night, and we were already behind on time because of the power going out. They didn't taste bad, they just didn't taste as yummy as they normally do. So after pulling the first batch out of the oven, I decided to try something new. So I dipped some in white sprinkles just on the top. And then I'm going to have Peter help me roll some in cinnamon sugar and see how they turn out. The sprinkles tasted good, but the cinnamon sugar tasted amazing. So we went ahead and did all of the rest of them in cinnamon sugar. Things don't always go according to plan. Obviously, we didn't plan for the power to go out while we were baking, and we didn't plan for the batter to turn out differently than it does on a recipe that I have made hundreds of times before. But we made do with what we had, and we got creative and changed the recipe at the last minute to make snickerdoodle cookies. We got them done before the event. We had a fun time together, and although I forgot to take a picture at the event, the cookies turned out delicious. As always, thank you so much for your support and watching our videos. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And I hope you have a wonderful day.